All right, comic friends, guess who's back with his own book? I just got to read the preview copy of Aquaman #1. Now, I freaking love Aquaman. I'm wearing my fancy Aquaman shirt. Up in the shadows up here, there's an Aquaman statue. You can't really see it real well, but I love Aquaman. I always have. I don't know why people mock Aquaman a lot. I mean, he's famously kind of the lamest of the powers in the big seven in DC, but he's pretty great. In fact, I'm a scuba diver, so it's part of the thing. But even way before then, of course, when I was a kid, I was a big Aquaman fan with the Justice League and specifically the Super Friends. The Super Friends Aquaman, when he was like, and that whole thing with you couldn't see, so great. Okay, so we've got a new book with Aquaman, and I want to walk through exactly what we're seeing in the sneak preview copy, and it's available for you in a couple of weeks. It's coming right up. So here's what you can expect from the brand new Aquaman. Before we get started, do me a huge favor. Like this, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you can see content like this whenever it's available. All right, a couple of important things to know about this comic that we've got coming from our great friends at DC. This Aquaman is by Jeremy Adams and John Timms. It's brand new. Aquaman has some new powers. Now, if you'll recall, at the end of Absolute Power, we had this thing where lots of our heroes had lost their powers, or their powers were mixed up. It just said they were mixed up, and we didn't get to see a lot of where those powers had gone. In this situation, Aquaman has picked up Mira's water manipulation powers, her sort of watery witchcraft thing, and he can manipulate where the water goes and what it's doing. And in this book, it's pretty cool. It's pretty great to watch exactly what he does with that. Like, you start out the first time that you see him, the previews that we've been sent, the first time that you see this new Aquaman and what he's up to, he's like helping land a plane, a freaking plane with water. Like, it's coming in, it's crashing, and he's like, and he helps land this plane using some water. Freaking cool. Tons of fun. I love what they're doing there. And I'm just curious to see what happens. This one has a bunch of giant kaiju monsters. And the fact that they're these big monsters that are made of water, and he has this new water manipulation power, means this Aquaman is just the right Aquaman for this time. And we're going to see some cool stuff happen with that. Now, along the way, we've seen some other preview art that says a few different things. One, there's an Aqua Baby again, like old school Aqua Baby. So I'm not sure what's going on with this Aquaman. The other thing is, this Aquaman returns to the old form. Aquaman has his sort of traditional outfit that he has here. He's got the green and the orange going on, and he has a beard, but it's tight. He's got a tight beard. He's like ready for the office Aquaman with his beard. And we are going to get to see all the various versions of Aquaman that we like. Now, what's cool about Aquaman is he is a tier 1 DC superhero. He's always been. He was a super friend, for God's sake. He is a tier 1 hero. So we get to see him act like a tier 1 hero and do some tier 1 hero things, starting with this very first scene. And you can tell that he has the respect of the Coast Guard and the seafaring people around him. He's exactly what you'd expect from Aquaman. The other thing that we start to get in this is that we start to see the father's Aquaman and how he spends time with his family and with Mira, and the Aqua family is coming together as a part of this. We see the king Aquaman, and he's always been a bit of a reluctant king, the king who has to deal with the minutia of running an undersea kingdom. We get to see that part of Aquaman come out in this story as well. Just all in all, this is a very well-rounded story, and it paints a picture in issue #1. It does a great job of painting this picture of everything that Aquaman is. And I think this is going to be a huge book when it comes to the total story of DC All In. I don't want to spoil what happens at the end, but it looks like we're going to get some crossover with the absolute world and what happens over there, and the things that we have started from the DC All In initiative, from the DC All In special, and all the dark sidey business that we had going over there. there's a central theme that's coming in that I think is going to put Aquaman right in the center of what's happening in all the DC action. I'm really excited about this book. I think that it's a new look, it's a new power set. Now he hasn't lost his old power set. So there's a time I mentioned this airplane thing. We do get a panel of all the underwater creatures helping to evacuate the people who had been crash landed with the help of Aquaman, helping to evacuate them from this plane. So he still has apparently his powers to command sea creatures or compel the assistance of sea creatures, I think is probably the right thing to say there. And he's still the king. We still get all the goodness, but we get this extra super cool power. And the dude's fast. Like seeing him, imagine a plane is crashing and he's under the water and he's flying. He's flying underwater, going as fast as this plane that's coming in for a crash landing. And he gets launched. He gets launched up as high as this plane because he's got all the stuff behind him. He's got the water jets going behind him. He's sort of like, you know, those things those boots that you can put on that are like jet ski boots and it makes it where you can fly like Iron Man. That's pretty much Aquaman. That's what he's got. That's what he's got. I don't know what it is really, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I dug it. I think you're going to like it too. I like a good Aquaman story. And I know there's a lot of secret Aquaman fans out there. It's hard for us to admit it. It's hard for us to admit the love for this guy. We don't have hook hand Aquaman. We don't have fake water hand Aquaman. We don't have Jason Momoa Aquaman, but we also don't have crazy bearded hook hand Aquaman there either. We have traditional classic Aquaman, but giving a little nod to the old guy that they had for a while. They give him a beard, just a nicely trimmed beard. He's looking pretty good. Super fun book. I like it. I think you're going to like it. And I can't wait for you to get to read it and tell me what you think. If there's something you are excited about in this book, let me know right here. You can pre-order this with your local comic shop or with us at multiverse.shop. I'll show you how to do that right here. But I would highly encourage you to go get Aquaman #1.